Hello there, it is me, T-Killjoy and welcome back to another video, guys. It has been a while, but I do have something interesting for you guys. On the screen right now is a MMO that is asking for $250,000 for funding, which makes sense considering it's an MMO. But we're also hoping that this won't be a scam similar to Dreamworld. I didn't get in on any of that. I read up about a lot of it, and I knew a lot about with what's going on. But let's just watch the video, and we'll kind of see see what we think. Okay, so far, obviously, the look of this um, looks very good. Some people would probably say it's done in Unreal Engine. However, I have talked to the developers and they have said it's done in Unity, which I agree. Unity can make ultra realistic um, terrain similar to Unreal. Okay, so you can gather things and build. So sandbox style MMO. Doesn't look like the character really fits. Okay, so random bandits and other things could attack you. All right, very interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how they decide to go about it, especially because it's going to be obviously multiplayer. How often are these bandits gonna show up? You know, it's just a little difficult to understand how they plan on going about it because if this was single player, then yeah, you could make it to where the bandits along with other things just randomly pop up along the map when you're walking around. But multiplayer, there's gonna be multiple people in different areas at different times. So it's gonna be like how many people are gonna get attacked by bandits at that exact same time. So okay. So a lot of what we're seeing here is just mainly walking around in terrain. We're not really getting to see too much gameplay, which is a little hard to tell. If you should if you would want to play this, because that's what people want to see is they want to see the gameplay. How are they going to be able to, play in the game? How it looks is like kind of it's secondary compared to how it feels to play, or how the HUD elements are going to look. And because it's an MMO, how is it going to work with multiplayer? So, a lot of questions. Okay. My thoughts on that is, like I said, you need a little more gameplay. Mainly because if you're going to show off a Kickstarter like that, people really want to see gameplay more than they just want to see a bunch of props and stuff with the characters walking through it. But let's read through this, look at some pictures. There's a swamp biome, the build system with no UI, creatures in nature, and then looks like we have stretch goals. Very ambitious here. 500,000 would be world events like crusades and witch hunts. Interesting. A dynamic live siege system with live rating and siege system at $1 million. Tavern games, mounts and ships, so a social system. So tavern multiplayer games, variety of mountable creatures, ships, and underwater explorable for $1.5 million. Dungeons and unique equipables for $2 million. A raid system. Dungeons with bosses. All backers receive unique clothing and armor skin set. I have one slight problem with that. Most MMOs come out of the box with dungeons and raids. Why would you make that a stretch goal? As a game developer myself, I know that it'll take time to create dungeons and raids, but I know it'll be worth it in the end. So I don't really understand why you're making that a stretch goal, but we'll move on. Economy, more lore, and professions for $2.5 million. So an exchange system, so financial system, wars, trade, and more additional lore and storylines, more professions to choose from, and unique backer mountable armor skins. New countries and more monuments for $3 million. So lore system, two large content packs, Viking, Samurai, more countries, more monuments. All backers receive unique door skins. Diplomacy and water exploration, $4 million for new worlds. World diplomacy system, other countries at war, additional ships, islands and water system, and a naval combat system. That is just it's kind of hard to say because it is a little bit ambitious because you're gonna have a huge diplomacy system, and you gotta think things like Civilization, those type of games that have that diplomacy, they solely focused on that. With this, you have to focus on so much more. Let's say you hit $4 million. Well, yeah, you'll have the funding, but a lot of this stuff is fairly small. World events and dungeons and raids should already be a thing in MMO, but that's of course my opinion. So personally, I feel like those should just come out of the box ready to go, but that's just what I think. Greetings, we started this project with zero funds and we're doing it as a passion. We started this campaign as a head start towards accelerating the dream to come true. Project Steel is an MMORPG, survival medieval themed fantasy game. The challenge will be to survive nature and your enemies. For that, you need to gather resources, craft tools, and forge weapons using unlocked blueprints and build your base. You can team up with your friends against enemies like bandits or other players, monsters, and more in the future. Project Steel will be a first-person game. Any third-person footage is to show our 3D model and its movement. The world is a new world full of lore and secrets, a realistic feeling environment with new adventures to be had. A fully functional inventory where you can mine, gather, and manage resources and items in your inventory. The building system is all the tools you need to build your base, to store your resources, safeguard your items, tools, and weapons, and most importantly, a safe house. The combat system is a 360-degree combat system, attacker block from any side, a skill-based fight system starting with swords and soon bows and more. And now we get on to the rewards for backing them. At $35, called the Survivor, they give you beta access, closed alpha access, and a full release access. The Knight is founder game item skins package and all previous general rewards. Then you have the Baron, which is your name in the credits, an exclusive item in blueprints, and all previous general rewards. And then the exclusive rewards is one more game key. The discount. Am I saying that right? Is it really called? Oh, it's the Viscount. Yeah, that's a little difficult to kind of see. Like the V is kind of weird. It looks like a D a little bit. So your general rewards is you get the game soundtrack and all previous general rewards, and then one more game key. So an additional $20 gives you the soundtrack. The Duke just gives you another game key. The King gives you 4 more game keys, all previous rewards, and third tier access to development. What does that really mean? They need to explain that. The Creator 3, so this is if you back $1,000. You'll get permanent backers VIP and all previous general rewards, and you get second tier access to development and assist with a castle build. And then the Creator 2 for $2,500 is first tier access to development, all previous general rewards, and assist with a city build. So the difference in these is actually a little bit upsetting, and it almost seems not worth it. So the Creator 3, you'll get permanent backers VIP, all previous general rewards, and second tier access to development. The only thing that changes for $1,500, may I remind you, is you get first tier access. And I don't know if that's worth $1,500 personally. I'm not trying to bash the game in any way, but those are just how I personally feel. $5,000 for like first creator, the extra. Alright, don't know what that is. An assist with a dungeon build. But okay, so here's the problem. The game hasn't mentioned dungeons at any point until this right here. The raid system. Dungeons with bosses, all backers receive unique clothing and armor skin set. They don't mention anything about dungeons until there, and then they mention dungeons again here. So are dungeons in the game with the box, or are they not? That's I guess what I'm getting to here. So, the world, you have a day and nighttime time and mood change functionality, a weather system with changing biomes and weather, some wild creatures and their behavior, showing off their nav mesh on where things can walk. Some of the nav mesh seems a little pointless, especially because you've got little weird spots, but horseback riding, you've got the terrain, so beautiful landscapes designed mostly by hand. We use a lot of custom brushes made in Photoshop to assist. Then you have inventory and crafting, so mining and gathering. Was this like early inventory? This looks very prototypey. Then you have your building system, all the tools you need to build a base. And then your combat system. So you have a 360-degree combat system resulting in a skill-based fight and a realistic feel. A bow system. Here we go. Multiplayer. We will be creating our world for multiplayer using the Photon engine. We will be starting with a 100-player cap to ensure performance upon launch. Going forward, we will be doing stress tests on the server, thus increasing server cap and adding new systems mechanics to the world. We're also doing this based on the funding that we receive. The funding will clearly dictate how we go about our development process. And the goal of the game is to survive. You need to manage your hunger, hydration, and dangers. You'll come across characters in the world that will give you quests, blah blah blah. You may also come across items, turn into quests themselves. You can explore and find hidden treasures, creatures, caves, dungeons, and new lands, guilds and clans, obviously, so MMO stuff. You'll be able to become a citizen of a nation of your choice. Siege a castle, defend a siege. However, this might not even be a feature if they don't get enough backers. So, there's that. That's a little bit. Trade routes, professions, you can build, and then here's the making of it. So they've got some drawings making the terrain, character, his gear, and this is the use of funds. This is super important. 45% goes to development, 20% to graphics, 10% to overhead, Kickstarter fees 10%, and 15% tax. And here's the team. Fairly small team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people in total. However, those programmers there's only 4. A little, like, it's very ambitious for a project like this. I gotta say, like, that is just quite a bit ambitious. We have not made an MMO before, though we are confident we can make a multiplayer game with proper funding. We believe we can hire the right people to push us from multiplayer to MMO. Alright, so this is Project Steel. Personally, I'm not going to tell you to back it, and I'm not going to tell you not to back it. The reason why is because I personally believe that it's your money. If you believe this game is going to go somewhere, back it. That's on you. However, I'm just here to show you guys what these guys have going on for them and how they're going about things. And there's more FAQ right there. However, they only have 55 days to reach $250,000. I will be doing a follow-up video as time passes. Maybe if the developers would like to do um, an interview with me, that'd be great. I would love to interview them on the channel. However, as you guys know, we just surpassed 1K on the main channel, and I've been kind of haven't had the time to do the videos on this channel as much. However, I am back, and you can probably expect to see me doing a lot more of these, as I am a game developer and I like reviewing this type of stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.